Hey friends, welcome back to another video. Just a recap from last session. So we did talk about limping, and you shouldn't actually limp. A lot of people start slow playing, which it's fine to trap, but expect to have a lot of bad beats, and you want to get full price. So as soon as you go slow playing, there's going to be a lot of times where you don't end up getting chips or stacks in, and you're going to lose a lot of value, and then you're going to lose a lot of hands where you give free cards to your opponents, and that's not where you want to be. You want to charge people for their cards to beat you, so you want to defend your hands. So anyway, to isolate limpers is probably a good way to start. So how to isolate limpers? Isolate the fish, because sometimes limping means equal fish. Fish is a bad player, so you can isolate them. Isolate in position typically. So what you can do is 3-bet in position, or actually 2-bet because they actually limp in. So the blinds are 50 to 100. They throw in 100. You can throw in the bet 300. Usually rule of thumb, I usually up the bet by like one big blind, so I'll usually go 400. If I'm actually out of position, it'll be a little bit higher than that because you want to actually charge people to play in position with you. You can actually isolate the bad fish by position as well. So say if you're in the cutoff or the hijack, you can actually gain position that way as well and charge people out. So that's just a neat little trick you can do. And just be careful how you use it. Just wise to get used to it. Start with a top height range and then slowly open up. So just beginning with premiums, probably ace king offsuit, ace king suited, maybe ace 10 suited type hands is fine 3-betting. Like I even 3-bet with pocket pair, small pocket pair as well, and then you can play and learn how to do the bluffs there. But keep it simple for the moment, probably ace 10 suited and up. So that'd be the best thing to do, especially if it's against bad players. Once you start getting more comfortable in different positions, start reading the boards. Continuation bets with dry boards where there's no flushes and there's like one high card, like king 2-3 or something like that, and you're sitting with an ace 10. Sometimes throwing in a continuation bet just closes the deal. So sometimes it's as simple as that. Just take practice. Don't expect to get better as a straight overnight. A lot of things. Anyway, even to recap last session when I played, a lot of bad beats, insane. We actually were down to about about 60,000 chips at one stage, but then towards the end there we did boost up a little bit, so we lost about just over 20,000 in the end. So not a bad result after such a disastrous session. So we're going to get into it, but yeah, just to you get to see how much variance can be taken. And there's people that had 10%, 8% chance, and you'll hear stories all the time that poker is rigged. It's not really rigged. It's just that a lot of people that complain, they don't give themselves enough bankroll to actually room to move. So we can afford to cop bad beat after bad beats. Hell, we could have like probably 5 or 10 losing sessions before anything. Okay, we got position. He checks to us. We're just gonna bet here. Fine. Top pair. Bad kicker. Could win this hand. I don't really want this hand to continue much further than the turn. We're trying to defend a weak hand here. And often we can stop the deal. We can actually stop the action by the turn. If not, we just let it go. But there's a lot of times they'll fold. A lot of people are willing to make the call on the flop, but a lot of people get tighter on the turn. Just remember that. And it's rightfully so because you've got less odds on the turn. You're going to remember the flop. You do have 2 extra cards on the flop. So actually a 6 was good there, so it was a nice little value bet there on the flop and the turn. Just can't allow people to go in for free. I'm going to smooth call. We got position here with ace jack suited. Everyone gets in. We can get really nutted type hands. Alright, we're going to flat call this with the odds here. Glad no one shoved. There's a heart there. We missed the board, but there's a heart. Yeah. He's just shoving here. His play was probably to shove any 2 on the flop. We got to let it go. He could have 10-9 hit top pair. There's the ace. I won that one. We had 2 overs, so we couldn't really justify it so much. If there was 2 hearts on the board, we were probably calling. So it was a bit of a fold, but it wasn't that hard. I mean, it was a position where he was going to have a wider range, but we didn't actually beat top pair. There's only 2 cards left anyway, and he already shoved in. Alright, just gonna let go 9-7 suited. Okay, we're gonna smooth call this one. A low board would be good. Clubs is good. 10 of clubs could be okay. It's giving us a free card, which we're happy now. We've got a double gutter. Actually, no, we don't have a double gutter. Scratch that. We're just after a 10. Okay, and we'll just bet this one because of 7. They ended up calling. Lucky the clubs didn't come out. Could have been in trouble. Could bet here with a straight. Alright, so I got a straight. We're just gonna half bet this one. A lot of flush, a lot of draws would have folded there. He might have hit the river. Jack 9, he hit the 9. That's fine. We didn't bet too much. If you do a big pot size bet, chances are he's folding there. So you don't want to bet too much, especially with missed draws. Alright, we're gonna open up with Queen 8. Just from the cut off. We get position. Played against this guy a lot. Pot and a half. This icon really just very memorable. Like, you just remember this scary looking icon. People probably start playing against us a lot more too. They'll know our profile as well. Our profile stands out. So we'll have the luxury of being people trying to read us, and people will start actually watching my videos. And, when they play this, they'll actually know how like my thought processing type of hands. But they'll also be trying to work out what hands I'm going to have. But they might not actually know. King could be a good bluff, but I'm going to let go. Good shove if he's got a book. We're going to raise here. But yeah, what I was going to say before, it's pretty fun when people start putting you on certain hands. I'm going to let go. Because then you can change the way you play, you can mix it up a little bit. He came in with a steal. Did I actually rebet that one? Oh wow, get the nuts. Alright, get the nuts. Perfect. We're not losing this one. Gonna raise a little bit more, just to get do bigger size river bet. Alright, just gotta shove the river. Okay, he's never folding a set there. It's the reason why we bet quite big on the turn, so we could try and get stacks in on the turn, on the river. That's why I don't slow play. Nice hand. It's really hard to let go of a set. But medium set, bottom set, like even bottom set. Like in a 3-bet pot, it's probably a lot stronger, especially when you're playing against hands like Ace Queen, Ace King type hands. But when you're playing against lower type hands, like when everyone flat calls, your bottom set could easily be ran into a top set or a medium set. Gotta check this one. We missed everything. Did he hit the queen? Yeah, so even if we tried to bluff it, chances are he's just gonna snap it off. Okay, got to raise here, just the 200. Get a position. Not a bad card for it. Not bad flop for the 6-4 suited. We're after the 3. We're after a gutter as well. Double gutter. So we can raise here. I'll probably even get stacks in, but I don't care. Alright. We're going to bet quite big here. Okay, just getting stacks in. We hit our card. They fell for our trap. Lucky to hit the card though in the end. But pocket 6 is, we're unlucky he didn't fold there. A lot of hands are folding in that spot. And that's why sometimes you bet a bit bigger. Because once they do a certain bet, and they sort of their chip stack sort of dwindles a bit from after calling. They feel obliged to actually just be beat. I've got to turn 10s into a bluff. 1700, not great. In position though. Okay, could have aces, could have kings. Alright, he's gonna raise it, shove it in. He's gonna call. He's just drawing den on the river. So that was a really nice hand. Sometimes it's good to flat call as well. So that bloke, king 9. So that was quite wide range for 3-betting out of position. A lot of times people will bet there on the flop and then look for a fold. But then you've got to slowly give up. And then you've got to slowly give up. Then you've got to give up the hand because you don't know where you're at. And if you don't give up, you could be definitely in trouble. It was hearts on the board and a king. I thought maybe it could be action there with the set. A little bit unfortunate not to get anything. Open up with ace-jack suited. This is such a better session already compared to last time. We're going to bet this one out. We've got to bet quite big. There is spades on the board. If he doesn't have an ace or hit, got a small pocket pair, it's going to be very hard for him. Continue to bet here. Still going to continue to bet here, even though we don't like this board. Because the spade comes out, we're in trouble. Jack hopefully checks behind and we win with the jack. But he looks like he might have aces. It's hard to call this because we don't have a spade. We've only got second pair as well. I mean, let's face it, if he didn't bet, we're probably betting there as well. Because we could actually get better hands to fold. So when you're looking to bluff, you got to make sure that you can get better hands to fold. Especially if you've got a weak hand. Alright, so pair of 10s in the blinds. Typically, we could smooth call this, or we could actually raise this. We're going to smooth call it. A lot of times we'll 3-bet there and get called down. We're going to be playing out of position. Like pocket 10s sort of turns into small pockets, especially out of position. Okay, we've got an open ender on this side of the board. On this side on this table. I'm going to call. Hopefully just snap it off and might have a jack. I'm going to call anyway. See what he's got. Go trip 4s. Probably shouldn't have called. Probably should have folded on the turn. I just thought there was a lot of bluffing range there, but we didn't 3-bet pre-flop. So we probably got what we deserved in the end. He would have hit the set on the flop anyway, so we probably saved money by by not 3-betting anyway. Although some people do let go of 6s pre-flop. Okay, pocket 9s for a win. Did say I was a really good session so far. So usually if you say something like that, it's just asking for danger. We're going to let this go. But we're not going to be too superstitious. Go. And queen 5. So time to get some trash, it looks like. Queen 7 suited we might actually play. We're going to try and isolate the fish, hopefully. So we get position, which is nice. Someone 3-bets us, we could be in trouble. A lot of people, sometimes in a better table, you have to tighten up. You really have to tighten up because once you start opening, you definitely get 3-betted on a lot. So king comes out, it's not a great card for us. Alright, we're just letting go of queen 7 suited. What about one more for King Jack? Alright, gotta let go. He did do a pot size bet. Maybe not always. Yeah, the size of the bet wasn't a call. He didn't want us to call, I don't think. But sometimes people don't know how to, bet. So they bet like max or a pot size bet. Okay, we're just gonna go 3,000 here. There is spades on the board. It's not a great card, but we're just gonna get stacks in and go from there. He's got ace queen, so bet. Yeah, a lot of weaker aces there. Nice. I did put a weaker ace on him. I just didn't want ace queen. It does happen a bit there. So you got to be aware you're going to get beat. Queen 8 suited, we're not going to play that anymore. I'm not going to call pocket hidden fives there. Pair of fives. Raise this up though. Try and get position at least. Oh, we actually have position anyway. That's fine. Hit top pair. Always want to minimize the plays that you're playing against, especially with a paired hand. And then you can actually just close the hand up before the river hits. Because top pair, like one pair, is just not really a great hand. I'm gonna raise here, King 5 suited. Yeah, get a caller. A lot of callers now, which means we can actually start betting a little bit higher when we do have premium hands. Actually, I'm not going to bluff because there's so many people in the hand now. Yeah, so I'm going to let this King 5 go. There was no point bluffing to so many players. I mean, the chances diminish for a bluff to work when you've got like at least four or so players in the hand. So you either make it big when you've got it big. You just don't do the bluffs in that regard. Against one other player, there's more of a chance they're gonna fold. Simple. And that was a positional play. I've seen people 3-bet with King X type hands. Ace 3 could actually call. If he bets into us, it means he's probably hit. We'll just continue to bet until he tells us otherwise. I think he might have hit though. It's a dangerous card. We got a bet here just because the king looks dangerous for us. Read the board right, and we actually bet 300 pre-flop. So there's a high chance our perceived range was with king. Perceived range is the range that your opponents can put you on. Is how you played the hand. Alright, gonna throw 900 in. Huh. Interesting, the guy opened up with 250 folded. Very interesting. Okay, I think we're just making a play here. Just gonna go 2,000, hopefully just win the pot. Some people can actually shove in this pot and make that play, but it's very hard to have the balls to actually do that play. Okay, continue 3,000. Hopefully he folds. If he doesn't, we've got to let go of the hand next. Alright. Thankfully he folded. I'm going to call one more. There's 2 other players here with 7s. We do have a club on the board. We want a free card. We don't want to raise anymore. I don't think our 7's going to be good enough though. Alright, that's a spot where they're going to be quite wide there. I'm just going to fold. It's only 100, but I can't see us winning. So there was a flush. Yeah, even 100, we saved 100 there. Sometimes we find a call, but not this time. We're smart enough to fold. Throw board, hopefully. Just gonna half bet this one, do for value. We're calling whatever he's. It's only 264. Yeah. Probably should have raised a little bit more just on the turn just to get the stacks in. I was a bit lazy not seeing his stack. I didn't really pay attention to his stack size. Didn't sleep the best last night. It was a very hot night. When I was playing that session last night, wasn't comfortable. But we managed to keep our composure on the poker table anyway, so that's the main thing. Open up 300. We have sixes, but I'm not excited. A lot of people get trapped in the big blinds. Okay, I got a raise here, 18. I'm gonna probably just jam against the dealer. Aces. Damn. Club. No club. That hurts. That hurts, but we had outs. Chance of aces there's pretty slim, really, but it's a shame. It ate our profits up a little bit. I thought it was a good spot for ace king though. I mean, maybe could have folded, but we almost won the hand. And then we would have been like patting ourselves on the back. But it's not about the results in the hand. And it's one of the things, to be a good player, you need to get yourself out of the habit of, you win the hand, you've done good. You've really got to work out if you played the hand correctly or not. Especially if you want overall, what do you call it? Overall winning. It's hard for him to call this if he's missed. Alright, just shoves. He must have a 7. Might have an overpair as well. Maybe he likes his jacks. He'd be right. Get a raise here. I'm just shoving in randomly now. Okay, this is... I love this hand, yeah? Overbet. I've got a feeling he's going to bet into us. Right, we hit a set. Alright, we could be good. I thought if we bet there on the turn, we could get thrown off our hand quite easily there if it goes over the top and shoves. It's a shame with pocket fives not getting a call with the set. So sometimes you got to remember, when you're in position, sometimes take the free card, because you have, that's the reason why you get position, is to take those free cards when you can. And our hand was strong enough to hold up. There's a chop. All the other cards were better. Apart from that big hand that we lost, unfortunately, against aces, not been a bad session so far. I got pocket fives. Got a flat call, pocket fives here. I don't feel like raising there. Got a check raise. Right, so we check raise here. He's probably got an overpair. We've got the book. We're shoving and he's gonna call. Yeah, so he's just drawing dead, and that's not what you want to be. You don't want to be in a spot where you're just drawing dead. You really got to pay attention on a paired board. Straights aren't often the best. You've really got to make sure you've got the best hand in making such plays. As soon as, you know, if you've got a straight, a flush is out, or the board pairs, you've got to pay attention to that small detail, and you just trap, you know, you might get trapped. Don't fall in love with your hand, especially when there's a bigger hand out there. Sometimes you'll see it, we'll actually go for pot control, or, you know, somewhat try and just minimize our losses. You know, it depends. Not every hand, just because you've got a straight doesn't mean it's the nuts every time. You just gotta remember, that's a shame. There we go. So yeah, you gotta play your hand in proportion of the board and the players. Because sometimes what happens is, you know, more players on the board, the stronger the average of the hand you need. On average, so like your paired hands against 3 or 4 plus players, typically a pair is not going to be enough. And pocket aces can be typically just a pair. You'll actually see me fold pocket aces quite often. And even against the greedy bet as well. You'll see a lot of greedy bets on the turn. Quite tight there actually, but that's fine. 4 suited. I have been playing in the cutoff those type of hands. That's fine. But we are playing 6-handed tables, so if you're playing 9-handed tables, you probably wouldn't play those hands as much. You would definitely start tightening up a bit more, because you got to get through a lot more players, and there's more chance that someone will have your pocket pair type hands as well. I'm gonna let go of top pair there, see? Won't be enough for that board. Need a lot of help. Heads up's a different story. Need to actually try and defend this. He might have hearts. Might have been one straight too many. We're just gonna try and hold. Yeah, lucky to win that one. We had a flush straight draw as well. He missed a straight draw. So fine. Gonna raise here with pocket 8s. Pocket 8's pretty good. Like a medium pair hand. Alright, we got no the gutter. Yeah, we won't need a 6. We bet this spot last time with the 2s. Didn't work. Got a bet quite big here. Hopefully get some folds. Alright, so he's got something there, which is fine. Gonna try one more bet with the 8s. There you go. It's a scare card as well. We had position. All that position in that hand. For all the critics that say just play money, you don't get folds, no one folds. Well, how many times I get folds? It's a common occurrence. Every session I get folds. Just for knee spots. Alright, so we got a spade. We want a king. Question is, do I play it? Do I bet? We're going to play the free card. Okay, I think we don't have the best hand anyway. A lot of times they gotta hit the jack, gotta hit the 10, gotta hit the queen. There's just a lot of everything. Like if a spade come out on the turn, I was more willing to bet. But it just wasn't a good board to bluff at, because that board is just going to connect with someone that just calls. Okay, we got 2 pair here. A lot of jacks coming out. Could be a 9 we're playing against. Gonna throw a bet in anyway. See where we stand. Opposition, which is good. If he raises us, we just probably get out of position. But we're happy to take the win there. Queen 9 suited. Okay, this is a dry board. It's got a bet big. I mean, our opponent, out of position, gets lost in the hand. You know, could have an ace something hand. And he has his beat, but he folds. A little better hands, maybe even weaker, you know, even a pocket pair. Small pocket pairs fold. It's really got to pay attention to the position. Alright, so now we've got pocket fives, but we're out of position. I'm actually going to let go of ace 10 just out of position there. Right, got to raise pocket fives. Ace 10 offsuit's a good hand, but it was a limper under the gun. You don't really want to play against an under the gun player. Aces could be good here for pocket fives, so I'm going to throw a bet in. Just don't want another straight draw, flush draw coming out. So we're going to try and defend this hand for pocket fives. Even though it's a scary board, we could actually be holding up here. We could have actually made some profit. A profit from a lot of missed draws here. So don't be surprised. Oh, you did hit queen, so that's fine as well. But a lot of times there in that spot, we actually bet for value with pocket fives on the turn. Double call, and then we get the we beat their missed draws. Open up ace 2 suited. Now ace 2 to ace 5 is pretty good hand. I mean, especially suited because you can get flush draws, straight draws as well. You know, you can get your nut flush draws. Always nice. Yeah, ace is always a good card to have in your hand as well. But it really changes things when you can make a straight the other way around. You know, from 3, 4, 5. But then you've got to pay attention too, because you could have the lower straight as well. So that's probably why it's more important to actually 3-bet those type of hands, so you can actually get rid of those 6 and 7 hands. You know, those lower cards that will get you crushed. There's a dry board. We're going to bet this one. See if we can get pocket twos to hold up. Doesn't always work. Throwing something at us. I think he's folding. Fine as well. Yeah, so pocket twos, beautiful. And that's the big difference. I keep telling you guys, you know, the small pockets, you learn to play them. Yeah, that's where your win rate is. You'll see a lot of difference. A lot of players will tell you, you know, they know how to play aces. They know how to play kings. The difference is the pocket pairs is one of the bigger differences where people don't know how to play them. Here's a dry board. Our king's probably not great here, but we could probably get ace to fold here. We're in position here. If he bets into us, we're probably folding. If he doesn't, we're throwing one more. Use position here. It's a really hard board to, you know, keep calling, especially if you've got, you know, ace jack, ace 9, ace queen. It's really hard. You can't make those calls. Or maybe you can, but we got straights here. We got the free card we could go for, and we could bet for value as well. Oh, actually, not. We're bluffing this hand, but we've got a lot of juicy rivers. We miss on the river, unfortunately. We let go, unfortunately. But I was hoping he'd do that, even if we hit our card as well. So now we've got aces. We don't need the board. I'm gonna raise a bit more. Probably chasing a flush. Jack's hit, it's not great. Probably could have bet there, actually. We lost value against kings and queens there. Yeah, he had kings. So we lost value there. We should actually bet the river, regardless of the scare card. Because I don't think it was folding there. So we actually misplayed that one. We lost a street of value. So what was the hand? How much did we... No, it wasn't that one. Yeah. Yeah, so we probably missed about 3,000 there. We missed about 3,000, 4,000 chips there because he's going to call. Or she was going to call. Like queen jack there. Yes, that's unfortunate. Just a little bit of and it does pile up. There's little odd calls that you do, those little missed bets that you do. They do add up. Every mistake does. And as you go up the levels, or when you even play real money, that's the difference. I mean, just those little bets, and your opponents will use those 3 bets, 4 bets to their extreme. You know, you'll actually get, when you get on a really good table, like, I mean, a good table is, usually a good table is when you're full of, like, around, you're the best player at the table, and you can dominate in that play everyone post-flop, even pre-flop, just beat them all, and you're the best player. That's the best table. But you know, when you're playing against sharks or really good players, it's not a great table to be at because you want to be at a profitable table, and you'll start getting killed by your mistakes. So once you start opening your range, you'll start opening up your range, and people will 3-bet you, and just start realizing if you're opening up too wide, they start opening up with, they'll 3-bet you with ace jack. And then some people will actually go one step further and realize that they're raising you because they're like, you've got a wider range. So then they're 3-betting with a wider range, and then someone comes over the top knowing that they've got a wider range, and you can just see how things get really messy real fast, especially on a very talented table. And then you've got to somehow, we just check this one. Got a double gutter actually, so we're in the hand still. Okay, we're gonna flat call this one. We're actually gonna bet this one. Hopefully he doesn't have an ace. Wow, we had the best hand there until the river. Probably should have bet on the turn. We have been playing those hands quite well, but we misplayed that one. Only get a 3. Got a heart. Go check here. Or maybe he won't. We have to call. Hey, he's got a book. And what am I saying? We don't always have to call. Alright, gotta flat call this. Just gotta check that one. Hit the pair, but spades. Absolutely insane. Win the hand though, regardless. So we're doing okay. Probably can call the session pretty soon. And apart from that big hand that we ran into aces, we've done really well. But we haven't really done too much after that. And there's been a few good hands, but nothing to write home about now. Until now. Pop the straight. I get a check raise. No one's got anything. It's gonna go small value. Wow. No one wanted to bet. Jack 10 missed. Pair of 4s. So it was really hard to get anything out of that. Gonna open up with 10-9. Suited. Nice hand just because people, after a while, if people see me play enough now, they won't put me on this range. You can start opening up and they're a little bit unpredictable. Is he going to bet into us? No diamond on the board. I want diamonds. They could take a long time here. We try and steal this bomb? I guess not. Alright, so he's just trapping there. He wasn't scared of his hand. Many players will play what their hand strength is. So bear in mind, they don't even think about your range or your perceived range. They don't always think about, you know, what they think that you... People don't generally know what you know all the time. So you can't always just think, because you know a lot about poker, that your opponent does. No, especially at this level anyway. People might not. But saying that, you're about to win more anyway. Alright, so I'm going to call the session. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll keep doing this. I'll try and do a tip a day. So every time I create a video, I'll try and add something else for you to use in your games as well. Thanks for watching, guys, by the way. Thanks for the support. And welcome to the new subscribers. Thanks, guys. Bye.